In today's video, I'm gonna be ranking every class in Magic Overhaul from the worst to best. You already know the usual drill. If you enjoy, like and subscribe, and especially that subscribe, trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. The class that will take the worst spot in this list is the Shaman. I am not saying this because it's a bad class. It's not, it's a great support. You can give yourself some buffs like this movement speed, and you can root the target that's attacking you or your guys, but you don't really do a lot of damage. You can also heal, and yeah, I'm gonna heal myself because I don't have anyone else. And if you actually need to relocate, you can just fly away as a eagle. These are all the reasons why I would rank this the worst class, because I really can't do any damage. The 10th spot will be taken by the Paladin. Don't get me wrong, this is a great tank class. You have a passive ability that will allow you to actually take less damage, which is pretty cool, and you can see how tough I am against these goblins. So in terms of ability, you can taunt the enemies so they will kind of attack you. You can salvage your team like that. You can root them in an AoE ability, which is also pretty cool. And you have at least one ability that will do damage, which is your ultimate. The more damage I'm gonna take from these goblins, the more I will be able to release in returning damage. You can do a lot of damage with this ability, but you actually need to be in front of a lot of people to actually do a lot of damage. And as you can see, your ability is a shield, so yes, you're gonna be able to defend and parry much more, but in terms of doing damage, it's not the class for that. The Mage will take the 9th spot. And the reason I am telling you this, it's because you can protect and attack a little bit. So if you use your third ability, it's gonna create a shield. So they cannot enter the shield, although they can shoot stuff from the shield. And while you're in here, you can also send your ice sparks. And as you can see, it might be kinda hard to hit, but they will do a decent chunk of damage. So you can actually be attacking from a safer place, and I think that class excels at that. So overall, it's a mix of defense with attacks. Oh, and I just wanted to mention that you can actually run on water with this class, and it's the ultimate ability, which is just, you know, just a plus, just a cool thing. The 8th spot goes to the Warlock. It's a pretty cool class because you can, well, maybe control a little bit the people that are fighting you, because, well, you can spawn these ghosts and you can do AoE damage. You have a weapon, a two-handed weapon that does a decent amount of damage as well. And, well, if you're actually missing some health, you can use your first ability and just regain a lot of the health, so you're doing damage and stealing health away. So overall, it's just a good class for facing a lot of enemies, because you can regenerate the health, and because you can do a lot of AoE damage, and because you can be pretty safe behind your ghosts. So that's the reason why it takes the 8th spot. Ninja will take the 7th spot in this list, and the reason is because it's overall a pretty balanced character, I would say. If you want to travel and you want to do it fast, you have an ability for that, which is the ultimate, and also makes you untargetable, so that's also a plus. If you want to attack from afar, you have Amaterasu. If you saw Naruto, you know that's a reference. It's the Eternal Flames, and they're going to do damage. Of course, maybe not a lot, but they will do damage, so that's pretty nice. The first ability, it's exactly that. It's just gonna heal you for a little bit, which is pretty cool. And the other ability is that, well, I'm actually too far from my target, and I really can't do any melee damage, so I just press the second ability, and I'm gonna go straight into the back. And that's what it does pretty much. So it's a balanced character, I would say. And for that reason, it will take the 7th spot. For our number 6, it's the new class, which is the Net Knight, a reference to the Lich King of World of Warcraft. This class is a very interesting one. So you have an ability that will collect souls. This will just allow me to do more damage, so I'm gonna steal damage from the guy that I target, and it's gonna do less damage to me at the same time. I will collect souls, which is just a passive ability. I think I already said that, so I'm sorry. You can have a dash that does damage like this. It's pretty nice because it does a decent chunk of damage, and you also are a bit mobile, and the cooldown it's not that high, so you can spam this pretty well. And the best part about this class is that if you activate the ultimate ability like this, you're gonna take so much less damage, and you're gonna do a lot more damage, like a lot. As you can see, I'm shredding through the goblins like it's nothing. So it's a pretty cool class. So again, it's another class that's pretty balanced. It's gonna do a bit of damage, it's gonna defend a bit, and overall it has a bit of mobility. Things are getting pretty excited because now it's the 5th place, the Rogue, and you already know that this guy does backstab damage. So what we're going to do is actually that. We're going to sneak, go behind our target, mark them with the ultimate ability. As you can see, the guy is marked. And I'm gonna go and use my normal attack, and boom, he's dead whenever he turns. You also have a bunch of other plus abilities, which is the first one will blind the targets, and the second one will allow you to leave a ghost of you in there, and you can just walk whatever it is and run away so you don't die, and then teleport back to where you were. So you have a lot of tools again to kind of escape as well. And it takes the 5th spot because it does a lot of damage, but also it's a pretty difficult class to play with. 4th place will go for the Unexpected Monk. It's an unarmed class, so this is actually pretty broken, and if you don't trust me, you'll be able to see. So first ability, you can parry or block unarmed, so that's pretty cool. You don't need weapons or shields to kind of do that. You have like a flying kick, boom, that's gonna do damage, and the best part about this class, you're gonna do a lot of damage with your fists, and you're gonna do AoE damage with your fists as well. So that's pretty massive, and that's gonna take some targets down really fast. 3rd spot will be for our Shaman. And the reason for that is that, well, there's 3 Loxes here. I'm gonna use the 2nd ability, and lightning will go to all of the targets. You can also blind your enemies and they will do 0 damage to you, so that's a cool thing. And then the ultimate ability is just way too broken. You're gonna spawn these thunder from the sky. The only thing you have to be aware of is that you can't be in the radius of the explosion because you're gonna take damage as well. But it's a massive ability, it does a lot of damage, and it's just AoE again, so you can just take down camps and take down a lot of targets really fast. And for that, I will give this guy the top 3 for sure. Spot number 2 will be occupied by our Berserker. First passive ability, you can spam the attack button, mine everything that you want to do. It doesn't take any stamina, so that's just way too good. If you want to attack from afar, you have an ability, Send the Tornado. And let's say that a lot of people are attacking you and you just want to isolate them. Well, then you can do that. You teleport the target to you. That's it. Pretty cool, right? Then we have the ultimate ability, Rage Mode, and you're gonna be a ninja shredding everything around you. Number 1 spot, of course, it's the Archer. I think everyone was expecting this. For your first ability, you have a landmine that you're gonna put on the floor, and whenever the target comes close to that landmine, it's gonna explode and do damage, as you're about to see. There we go. If you need to maintain the distance, 2nd ability, and we'll jump forward, and that's it. And what makes this class so good, it's the last ability, which is, you know, another Rage Mode on arrows that you're gonna shoot and just smash everyone close to the arrows. The only downside to this class is that you will need to craft a lot of arrows, like a lot, because whenever you're using your ultimate ability, you will consume a lot of arrows. But besides that, it's just gonna smack through everything in this game. If you don't know about Magic Overhaul, there's a video here showing you a couple of classes and weapons, so go watch that and also subscribe.